Bob Hatton at 32, still one of the most dedicated professionals in the game. And his hat-trick against Bristol Rovers here on Tuesday sustained Luton's impressive start. And one of the reasons why they're in second place is that Luton are now unchanged in 9 matches. At number 3, Mal Donaghy is in the Northern Ireland squad to play England next week, and the number 4, Tony Grealish, is in the Republic of Ireland party for their match in the European Championship against Bulgaria. Sunderland have 4 fresh faces since our cameras last saw them. In goal, Chris Turner has replaced Barry Siddle. At number 6, there's Rob Hindmarsh, an 18-year-old centre-back. In the attack, John Hawley from Leeds, who scored a hat-trick on his league debut for Sunderland last week, and left-winger Barry Dunn, who was signed from the Wearside League club Blue Star. And Sunderland's next match, by the way, is against Olympia of Paraguay, the South American club champions, who visit Roker Park on Tuesday. Referee is Cliff Maskell from Cambridge. Sunderland start the match knowing they've yet to win away this season. Indeed, in the league, they've only scored 1 away goal. But they do have a good record at Luton, where they've won on 5 of their last 7 visits. Sunderland in the stripes, Luton in white. That's done. Stevens. Ricky Hill for Luton. Steen beaten by Hindmarsh. Here's Sean Elliott, number 5. Goal kick. Elliott's been moved from the back 4 into midfield recently by Ken Knighton to give Sunderland rather more steel in that part of the team. Here's Gilbert. Grealish. Steen, Hill, Grealish, Stevens. Good first-time football from Luton. Here's Grealish again. Happens to his right. So to his Steen, number 9. In the middle, Hill and Moss. But against Bristol Rovers here on Tuesday, Steen made admirable use of that right flank, and that cross was untypical of the way he's been playing. Elliott. Dunn. Oh, Saxby hesitated just for a moment. And there's Bob Lee with the shot, which strikes Price. Now it's done. Got a bit of a knock there, the outside left. Gilbert. Hawley is the target. His chest. Lee's shot. That was Lee. That was Hawley, and this is Robson feeding off him. Hawley again. The ball running behind Lee, but it'll come to Dunn. That's a good try. Well, an interesting character is Barry Dunn, because last year he played at Wembley in the FA Vase final for Blue Star against Barton Rovers, and he scored in their win there, and he was plucked from the Wearside League by Sunderland only a few weeks ago, and he's made something of an impact. He's a naturally left-footed player, as you may have gathered from that. It was very, very close. Whitworth. Gilbert. Robson's made a run. Here he is. Dunn. Away by Donaghy. Robson, back again to Hawley. Well crossed, and again it was Saxby who was there. In they go against the bar, and over the line was it? And a goal has been given, or has it? No, it hasn't. Referee says no, it wasn't over the line. Sunderland thought they'd scored, In fact, the first header was very close, and the second one came back off the bar, and the referee says they both stayed out. A very close thing, that. Luton's defence was beaten. In fact, one or two players contesting with the referee that ball crossed the line, but he insists it didn't, and Jake Findlay got it away quickly before he could change his mind. Arnott. Robson. And here's Gilbert. It's going to come to Dunn. Here's Lee. Oh, couldn't control it. So, a corner to Sunderland. And the visitors enjoying the greatest share of the match at the moment. That was a real scramble in the penalty area, and quite how the ball stayed out the net, Luton aren't too sure, but they're very relieved. Here's Whitworth. It's Lee. And now Arnott. Whitworth is out on the right. That's Lee again. And on the break, it's West for Luton to Grealish. And he's got Steen trying to make it down this near side. He's there now, and he's onside too. Well, the side netting at the end. Alan Weston made a good run. But the applause really for the speed with which Luton made that attack. Steen again was the extra man on the right. He got his cross into the far post, and Alan West came in, but unfortunately the angle not good enough. He hit the side netting. Robson going very low. So it's Donaghy for Luton. Their build-up has been designed to get Moss away, and here he is now. What a fine run by David Moss. And he's found Steen, and Steen couldn't bring it down. Well, that said so much about Luton's football this season. So many things stem from Moss on the left wing. And that run was a joy to watch. He went past 1, 2, he took a third player out, a little chip ball was meant for Steen, and if only he could have brought that down, what a goal we might have seen. It's Price. Nice to see that Luton do want to play football in all parts of the field. They have a force to go back there by Sunderland's diligence, but even the back players like to attempt to play constructively in the build-up. Robson. Arnott. In goes Stevens. Lee's lost out to Hill, and Hatton's to his right. West trying to make it in the centre, so is Moss, so is Hill. It's going to come to Moss. Oh, what a try, and what a goal by David Moss. Oh, a picture goal. Sheer effrontery, really, but what a gem. The crowd rise to Moss. The build-up down the right. Bob Lee gave the ball away. It was played out to Hatton. The cross went all the way over to Moss, and he looked up and he picked his position in the goal, and he chipped and beat the goalkeeper. And no player anywhere in the world would be anything other than pleased about scoring a goal like that. There was something continental there about the finish, and David Moss can do that because he has that special kind of skill, even in the second division. It's his 9th of the season, and not one of them has pleased him more. Robson for Sunderland. So Luton take the lead in what's been a very even first half. Robson, and he's trying to find Hawley, or possibly the far corner himself. And what may well be the biggest crowd of the season at Kenilworth Road, put in a very good frame of mind now by that fine goal. It's funny how a moment like that can lift up a football match and a crowd. And the final whistle of the half, was it? I think it was a free kick. The players began to move towards the tunnel, and the crowd began to get up out their seats, but in fact it was a free kick. Referee smiles across at Stevens, who'd almost gone into the dressing room, but the kick is taken by Clark. And that ball finished up on our rostrum, actually, up with the cameras. So it's all happening here at Luton. Finally bounces down again. We are, in fact, in time being added on for stoppages at the end of the first half. Referee checking his watch again in the picture there. Robson. And there is the half-time whistle. And the crowd delighted that Luton should be in the lead with that fine goal from David Moss. And Sunderland, as they go off, perhaps wondering quite how it was that they didn't score before that. Because John Hawley's header hit the bar, and when it came down, Bob Lee thought he'd scored, and somehow I think it was Donachie who scrambled the ball off the line. Anyway, Moss did score just afterwards, and Luton lead 1-0. And as Luton start the second half, it might be opportune to mention, since we're celebrating on the BBC today the 21st anniversary of Grandstand, that in the season the programme started, Luton were in the FA Cup final, 1958-59. In fact, they lost to Nottingham Forest, but they're winning here 1-0, and here's Bob Hatton. And here's the man that got the goal, Moss. Those were the days back in '59 of Sid Owen, who later managed the club here. Manager now is David Pleat, and very well he's doing at the moment. Here's Hatton. West. Steen. Tackle was by Hindmarch, and would you believe that's Luton's first corner? Sunderland had 6 in the first half. Saxby gets up. Oh, and the man in front of the goalkeeper was Steen, in which case Turner did very well to hold on. It was Mike Saxby's header, but the player in front of the keeper must have been a distraction, and Turner kept his concentration and the ball. There's Gilbert to Lee. This right back, Stevens, looks a tremendous prospect on this form. West. Moss. Clark in the way. Robson's got Elliott going inside, well cut out by Grealish. Snappy match in the middle of the field, so much hard work being put in by both teams. Hatton finds Steen. Good run by Steen. And he was in two minds there, Steen. He wasn't quite sure for a split second whether to try and pass to Hatton to his right or have a shot. You couldn't blame him for trying the latter, and it was just wide. Nice to see the way he took on the defender and beat him. So Sunderland able to make their substitution. Alan Brown, who was in the team just a few weeks ago, very quick, a forward player, comes on in place of Barry Dunn. Robson. Ball not running kindly for Hawley, and West looks for Steen. Against Hindmarsh, Hatton is in the centre. Good challenge by the 18-year-old. But the picking up from the throw wasn't very good by Sunderland. It let Ricky Hill in. Hatton span off him. Grealish. Moss. 2-0. Sunderland didn't pick the man up from the throw-in, really. Ricky Hill got the ball across. Grealish's shot struck a defender, and that's where Luton were lucky, because the ball came to Moss. But look at the composure, the way he beats his man before he slots it in. And Luton lead 2-0, and there's no stopping David Moss this season. He takes his total to double figures, his 10th goal. Still half an hour to go. Arnott for Sunderland. Whitworth. It's come to Arnott. Well, these are good days at Kenilworth Road, and for nobody more so than this fellow. Alan Brown, corner. Header by Brown. Hill looking for Bob Hatton. Jeff Clark jumping with him. Whitworth. Hawley. Whitworth again involved. Elliott is well forward, far post, so is Lee. Elliott's coming in now! Good save by Finlay. They left Sean Elliott unmarked, and he came in onto that cross on the volley, and Finlay's reactions sharp, even though he hasn't been in action very much in the second half up to now. It's come to Elliott again. Brown. It's going to come out to Steve Whitworth. Luton are trying to play an offside, but didn't need to. West. Patton, and they're on the break again here. 3 players with him. Ricky Hill is just inside. West is just outside on the left wing. Oh, and Clark took it right underneath his own goalkeeper's nose. But the keeper had run past him. Steen waiting on that post. That's Price up with the attack on the far side. Beats Clark. Gets a corner. Hill. Good effort. The crowd inside Kenilworth Road is 13,504, and that, by over 3,000, is Luton's best of the season so far. Robson. Elliott. Coming up on the right, Whitworth. Number 12, Brown. Trying to trick Donaghy. Oof! Well, he was at full stretch there from Brown's cross, was Jake Finlay. And had it been a few inches higher, I think it might have beaten him for Robson to pop it in. But so far it's been Luton's day, and here's Steen. individual attempt there, coming inside and striking it beautifully. And it cracked against the crossbar, as indeed Sunderland's first half effort did, and that one stayed out as well. So he was just as unlucky as Bob Lee. That was Price on the volley. So Sunderland, into the last 20 minutes, are 2 goals down. Well, Luton have shown us their flair. They've now got to show us their organisation while Sunderland try to get back into things. Handball by Jeff Clark. And Luton have survived that little spell of Sunderland attacking and now move forward themselves. That's Moss. This is Grealish coming out to avoid the offside, which they've done so far. Moss. And that's going to be a corner off Robson. Quickly taken to Hill. Here's Grealish. Good challenge by Gilbert, and it could mean a break for Sunderland here if they play the ball right. Gilbert's got a player to his right and one to his left. Hawley is to his left unmarked. Here he is. Good save, it's going to come to Brown. Good save again. Hawley struck it first time. Finlay saved it. When it came out, I think there might have been an offside the second time. I rather think a Sunderland player was in an offside position, so it wouldn't have mattered had Brown's shot gone in. Here's Lee. Robson. And it's Whitworth now. Hawley's made the run for him. Saxby is the defender. Good battle that's been between Hawley and Saxby. It's been physical, but there have been no complaints. Brown. It's come to Brown again, and the whistle's gone already. Hands being used. Not much of a day for Pop Robson. Hasn't had the sort of openings he thrives on. Stevens, a nice little ball out to Hill. A simple ball, often the best one. Grealish has made a searching run through the centre, and it was cut out by Hindmarch, who found Lee. Gilbert's made his usual run down the left side. This is Elliott. Grealish. Hill. Steen. Patton waiting in the centre. 3 others trying to get up with him now. Here's West. What a ball from West to Hill. And if Hill could have just controlled it. Well, never mind. Luton have won anyway. In some style. Sunderland, it should be said, still not looking quite good enough away from home to win promotion. But they made a contribution to a thoroughly absorbing match. And how well Luton played. I've seen them 3 times this season now. And this right-back, Kirk Stevens, who was almost faultless, seems to sum up just how well the side is playing. 2 goals from Moss. The final score, Luton 2, Sunderland 0.